we know this Bronx-born actress from so many shows: Scrubs, Devious Maids, Claws. Well, her new show can be seen in the upcoming film All Together Now.
Here with us this morning, actor, producer Judy Reyes. Good morning to you, Judy. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm well. It's kind of early out here. You guys are having way too much fun for me.
I know. You're in LA, so I know. Thank you for waking up early. This is fantastic to talk.
It's my pleasure. I miss New York so much.
It misses you. All Together Now, of course, based on the novel, sort of like a rock star. So how would you describe the story for those who don't know?
It's really about hope, about a young woman who is extremely talented and is thrown into a series of circumstances, and through hope and a sense of community is uplifted through her circumstances and a series of dire circumstances, I should say. A really talented young woman who's got extraordinary talent.
Well, let's take a look at this.
I don't want to give it away. There's so much going on.
I know there's a lot.
Story.
I'm sorry? But we want to show a little bit clip. We don't want to give too much of away, but this is a clip that of you being kind, giving a gift, but you get an unexpected reaction. Take a look.
Thank you. But I can't take this.
What do you mean? Sure you can.
No, I don't wear makeup. I was practicing. I'm really sorry.
It's a gift.
I know, and it's really great. I don't need it.
Amber, are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so to help us understand, without giving too much away, what's going on in this scene?
Amber is an extraordinarily hardworking and generous young woman. She's my son. She comes to my. I'm an essential worker, not in those circumstances. I work in a hospital. She's my son's best friend, who's autistic. Her and her mom are homeless, and none of us are aware of that. But she has 1,000 part-time jobs, and she's extraordinarily kind to everyone. But she comes to my house in the morning when I work at night. She makes breakfast for my son and a whole bunch of kids. She drives them to work. She works in an elderly center. She works after school, and she's a gifted songwriter. But I catch her doing her own makeup. But when I see her using my makeup, because she has a crush on a boy. So when I catch her doing that, because she's so kind to me and my son, I decide to give her her own makeup kit. And because she's so proud and she has so little, and she's taught to just take care of herself and do her own things, she and her mother teaches her to get her own stuff. She just feels so caught, and she doesn't want anybody to know her own circumstances. She decides to reject it.
So the gift was not appreciated, right? But this got me thinking about gifts in general in life and what kind of gift person you are.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, do you keep a gift if you don't like it, or do you return it?
I keep it, and in my business, I get so many things that we do a lot of re-gifting. Which is a wonderful thing in my family. Yeah. If I get a lot of things in repeat and things that I don't get to use, but I have a lot of fun re-gifting things that I don't use. You know what I mean? So
I know somebody else who does that. She's sitting.
Dan,
she's sitting 6 feet.
I love to see the look on people's faces to say, "Oh my God, this is awesome!"
Yeah.
And then they send me pictures of themselves wearing things that I gave them. So I just love doing that.
That's fantastic. Hey, is there anything that you've done special during quarantine in this pandemic, or learned while you've been at home?
I mean, speaking of gifts, I've learned to, we're stuck at home so much. I've learned to not buy things and just use what I have. I mean, if you see my grays.
Honey, I hear you. I'm with you.
Just be okay. Be really okay with what I have, and just explore and appreciate my sense of humility and share what I have and give away things. There's so many people who need.
I've got to say, that's probably the truest definition of wealth that I've heard in a long time. Being okay with what you have and giving away what you can. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judy, thank you so much for spending time with us.
I watched the movie. It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a great family film. It's just really moving, and it's just a great thing, a great description of community. Justina Machado does an extraordinary job. It's a wonderful cast, really multicultural, and you get to experience the wonderful Carol Burnett.
All Together Now. It is on Netflix starting today. Thank you for coming on to talk about this. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I once gave a baby gift recently to my friends Eddie and Denise, and it was returned.
Oh, was it?
But they were very honest about it. But you know, in the moment, my feelings were. I'm just kidding.
Well, but usually people won't say that they
Oh
returned
no! But then
it.
you know, when you start the return process, Amazon sends you the
they'll
email
let you
that
know.
your return has been processed, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I guess
So
I really
note
did
to
go through
self:
with it.
if you're trying to keep your returns on the down low, don't do it on Amazon.